Rubalcaba. He's clicking in.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yeah, I got you, Danny. Thank you.
I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
Sure. And your client is also connecting to audio right now, so.
Okay, that's better. I can hear you now.
I'm going to give your client just a little bit. Mr. Rubalcaba, I think you have to connect to audio. It says you're still.
I don't think he'll be able to hear you, Judge.
Oh, he won't even?
No,
yeah,
ma'am.
he's not connected, yeah. Second, okay. Okay, looks like he's connected now. Mr. Rubalcaba, can you hear me? No, he can't hear me.
It gave the X. I don't know if he can see
Did.
it. Can we scoot over and like?
Mr. Rubalcaba, if you're on your phone, if you can't hear, swipe. Oh, maybe put it in the chat.
I don't know.
Danny, you want to put it in the chat to your client if you know what needs to happen?
I don't think he
knows how to use the chat tampoco.
see.
Well, I don't have a problem going forward. I have the petition, Danny, if we want to go ahead and get started, but he just can't hear us, I don't think.
You mind if I just try a phone call real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Judge, he can't figure it out, but he is on the speakerphone with me. Is that okay?
If you're okay with it, I am.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get started, Chui.
Yes, Judge. It's cause number 2022 DCV 0191 ex parte Cruz Arturo Rubalcaba. Announcement of council, please.
Joaquin for the state of Texas.
And Daniel Avelar for the petitioner.
Okay, and Mr. Rubalcaba, while we were off the record, we had logged in, but was having some difficulty accessing the audio. And so, Mr. Avelar, you do have your client on your speakerphone. So in case I have any questions, we're here for an occupational license. Mr. Avelar, can you tell me a little bit about the specifics and the need that your client has for the occupational license?
Judge, that's right. Mr. Rubalcaba is here on this petition specifically for essential needs and occupational. He is employed as what they call an alarm technician. What he does, Your Honor, is literally that. He literally goes around the county or the city to install alarms, test them, things like that, or service them. He does this at least 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. And he does it from about 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., give or take, Judge, on how long or how quickly he can get to things. I believe in my petition, I put the routes, but it's a lot of it is East Side, a lot of it is Lower Valley. And that's probably about it. I don't think he's out on the west side very much, but it's mainly those areas, Your Honor. Judge, this is charged as a second, but it is a blood. And so we are waiting for that case to be filed. With that, Your Honor, we are asking that the court grant his petition.
Okay, let me ask Ms. King, in terms of, I see on the driving history, so thank you, Mr. Avalar, for attaching the information with respect to his driving record. And there, I mean, it looks like we had a first not too long ago. What, can you tell me a little bit about a couple of things? I guess, is this a true second? If there are any, I guess, particularly egregious driving facts on this one? And then on the previous DWI, just give me a little bit, was he compliant? Did he get probation? Were there any bad driving facts there? Just give me a little bit of a picture of Mr. Rubalcaba's situation.
Your Honor, with respect to the, I'm sorry, were you asking me or Ms. King?
I was asking Ms. King, but if you have
Oh, I'm
something
sorry.
to tell me,
No,
go
no.
ahead.
She might be more privy, it might be more appropriate for her because I'm not privy, since it's not filed, I'm not privy to the complaint affidavit.
Okay, sure. Go ahead, Ms. King.
Your Honor, so I don't have a disposition, but October 20th, 1990, he did have a DUI. I don't have out of El Paso, Texas. I don't have the disposition for that one. Now we have the 2019 DWI, I guess, first, or BAC greater than 0.15. The arrest date was March 23rd, 2019. And I believe on that one, he was placed on probation for 15 months. He did complete probation. Give me 1 second. I don't see any revocation on the 2019 DWI. And we have this DWI in P file due to the lab records. Also, from the same incident as this DWI, he was also charged with possession state jail felony. That is also currently in P file.
Ms. King, will you please look at the 2019 DWI and look at the complaint and see if, I know sometimes the DA's office, if the BACs are, if it's a class A because of the BAC, they will forego the prior. I want to see if it reflects on that complaint that there was a DWI in 1990, because if there is, then we're really talking about a third.
Let me pull it up.
Which I'll tell you, Mr. Avalar, considering the time, if it's a 1990 and then we don't have another one again until 2019, isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. But I want to make sure are we talking about a true second, or are we talking about a third?
It's a 30-year gap, and to be candid with the court, that did arise in 1990, Your Honor, but nothing ever came of it, according to my client. Like, it just sort of went away.
Okay.
He really ought to expunge it, is what he ought to do.
Yes, Ms. King?
It was not alleged in the 2019 complaint affidavit. The 2019 was due to a motor vehicle accident. The current one, I believe the reason for the stop was a brake light that was out. The BAC for the 2019 was 0.164. And the other vehicle the driver of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries, but was transported to the Del Sol Medical Center.
In the 2019 case, right?
Correct.
But he completed probation successfully. But now we have another one, possibly, if we have blood. Okay. So thank you, Ms. King. I don't, in terms of the occupational license, I think we're good to go. I know you're very busy. So thank you so much. Mr. Avalar, let me go ahead and look at your order.
Yes, ma'am.
May I be excused?
You may, thank you. So we have the financial responsibility. Yes, okay. And so you're basically asking for El Paso County, correct, Mr. Avalar? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Find the order and just make sure I don't have any concerns about the order. I'm going to grant Mr. Rubalcaba's request. I believe Can you confirm with Mr. Rubalcaba that he is currently on a monitor?
We prepped yesterday, Your Honor, for this, had a conversation with him, and he is on a monitor.
Okay, so I believe I did see the PR bond order that indicates an interlock. Not allowed to drive anymore but without a valid driver's insurance and interlock. So those, of course, are the conditions here as well. So it is not only a PR condition, I guess, on his new case, but it will be a condition of his occupational license. So as long as that suspension is in effect and he's utilizing the occupational license, Mr. Avelar, if those things, don't necessarily correlate with the underlying case, like let's say for whatever reason, they dump the pending DWI, for his occupational license, he'll still have that condition there. So
That's
don't
correct.
get rid of it. Don't
Yes,
get rid
ma'am.
of it if that DWI goes away.
That's correct.
Let's see. Essential needs. Okay. I think on first glance, this looks good to me, so I will review it further. If I have any issues, Mr. Avelar, I will let you know. If we need to bring you back, we will, but I doubt I will. But I will go ahead and enter the order. If you don't hear from us, it'll be entered by end of the day, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Are we excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
All righty, so let's get the rest of the simple docket going. All right. All right, Shui. Good morning, everyone. Go ahead and call our next case, please.
Yes, Judge. Bottom of page 1, 2712.
Mhm.
It's cause number 2020 DCB 2712, Khalil Marie Quartermain versus Andre Michael Arteaga et al. Announcement of council, please.
James Kennedy for the plaintiff.
Disappear for defendant, Judge.
Okay, we're set for a status conference. I think we're just waiting on documentation on this one, right?
Correct, Judge. It's been funded.
Okay, so what are we gonna get from you all?
Dismissal order.
Okay, can you submit it soon? Because I think that's pretty much what we set out. I think we were just reset 1 week out, right?
Correct, Judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna set you for another week until I get that dismissal order.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll get it done. Okay.
Okay, all right, 1 week reset. Thank you very much. Who's next, Chewy?
Hey, Judge, top of page 2.
Go ahead.
It's cause number 2018 DCB 3557, Yvonne Borden versus Andale Mexican Cuisine Inc. et al. Announcement of council, please.
Humberto Enriquez, Your Honor, on behalf of Yvonne Bordon.
Sherry Rasmus on behalf of defendant Andale Mexican Cuisine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are set for final judges conference. We are slated for jury trial on March 17th and 18th. And I can tell you, although I hear talk of changes, one thing I can tell you is you all are pretty much number one. So there was one competing criminal case and that was giving the court a little bit of a headache, but that's been taken out of the mix. So what do we have outstanding, I guess, prior to jury selection? That you all need to come in for a hearing. I imagine Ms. Rasmus, Mr. Enriquez, I don't know if you all want to come in and actually, take a look at the courtroom or setup or anything like that.
Your Honor, the only thing that I foresee is the defendant's experts depot is being taken Friday, this Friday.
Mm.
So at some point, I guess we've got to go through the objections and submit objections to the transcript. It's a trial deposition, is my understanding. But other than that, from my point of view, I don't need anything else.
Okay.
Your Honor, with respect to the deposition on Friday morning, it is a trial deposition. necessitated by the change in the trial setting from February to March because Dr. Brain, the neurologist's wife, is undergoing surgery during that time, and he can't come. So that's why we're having that deposition on Friday morning. The other thing is, Your Honor, I submitted a motion in limine, and I would ask the court to grant the motions in limine. There were no opposition. And do I need to prepare the order for the court, or is it something that the court prefers to do itself?
If you'll prepare, is that correct, Mr. Enriquez?
Your Honor, I was assuming that we were going to take the motion limiting before the trial at some point.
So,
No, it's not correct. I haven't extended whether it's an objection or not.
So what I was doing while you all were speaking is, since we will begin jury selection on the 17th, why don't we utilize, and I think we discussed this as we were kind of working through the planning of how we were going to handle everything. Why don't we schedule, our docket call is set for the 16th, right? Yes, at 10:15. Why don't we move the docket call to 1:30? If you all are agreeable, have that be in person here in the courtroom. We will also handle at that time the motion in limine and any other matters that need to be handled before we start jury selection. We'll just go over everything then. Will that work for you all?
That works for plaintiff, Your Honor.
And
Ms.
works
Rasmus?
yes, Your Honor, works for
Okay.
me and for my client, and then I can see the court in trial mode, I guess,
Sure.
at that time.
Sure, I think that'll work best. You know, it's always good to come in and just get a feel. Things still are a little bit different. So we can just, go over everything. If there's anything you all need to drop off. I'll tell you this, we do have the 2 panels per day. Had we discussed, if we are able to get a jury from that first day, are you all good with starting evidence on Friday? Or did you want to wait till Monday?
No, Your Honor, absolutely. We need to start on Friday. We need to. I've got scheduling issues with an expert and
Sure.
hotel.
So that would also apply to if by some miracle we get a panel out of that first group. We would start that afternoon. Okay, it's best. I'm ready to move forward as quickly as we can, as long as we get it right. So just know that as soon as we have enough for a jury, we're going to go forward. Go ahead.
So evidence. So we'll start opening ceremonies.
Opening ceremony. Yeah, that'll work.
Opening statement then immediately after the jury's in the box.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, as long as everybody's good with that, it works best for us too. Okay.
And
Okay. So,
When will we get board hour sheets, Your Honor?
So I think Chewy, do we already have those? I don't know if we have those just yet. Chewy, are you there?
No, Judge, we won't have them until either Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if we can get them sooner so we can send them on over to Mr. Enriquez and Ms. Rasmus. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll change that docket call to 1:30 and we'll see everyone in person on that date.
Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you
Your
guys.
Honor.
Take care.
You too. Bye.
All right, who's next, Tree?
Okay, Judge, 2821 on page 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's cause number 2021 DCV 2821 Student Loan Solutions LLC versus Jesus A. Cardenas et al. Announcement, council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you hear me okay? I was having some technical difficulties a little bit earlier.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, thank you. My name is Kevin Gunthorpe. I'm plaintiff's counsel in this case.
And this is Lauren Ferris. I'm here on behalf of Cement Law Firm for the defendant.
Okay, and we are scheduled for a bench trial on March 30th. Okay. Final civil pretrial. How are we doing? Are we still just headed to our bench trial?
I honestly don't know, Your Honor. I did not know who was going to be appearing on behalf of Cement. Typically, what I like to do is to see if we can be put out in a breakout room and chit chat. The last time that I talked to somebody regarding this matter. There was some discussion about these defendants potentially settling or working on some sort of resolution outside of a trial. I don't know whether that's the case. What I would ask the court is to allow us to speak briefly in a breakout room, and then we can get back in touch with you.
Absolutely. Chuy, if you can go ahead and set that up. Oh, and I think we can let Mr. Rubalcaba go, huh?
Your Honor, before we do that, I would just, maybe we can make this more efficient. We're going to be moving to dismiss this case with prejudice because the statute of limitations has told. The last payment for this case was made in the plaintiff's pleadings back in 2011, and the statute of limitations is 4 years. So we are way beyond the statute of limitations for them to bring any suit. And they didn't file until August of 2021.
Your Honor, this is a common, because of the type of loan that this is a common misunderstanding even amongst defense counsel. The statute of limitations has not been violated. I typically, when I get to trial, most of the time I don't run into this issue, or when I do, I discuss it and send over briefing to the opposing counsel, or in some cases the pro se defendants. I really would like to speak with opposing counsel. Bottom line is this: it hasn't violated the statute of limitations. If I need to, I'll brief the court on it. I'm not going to lose on that, not because I'm not because I'm a wonderful attorney, but because the case law it's a fairly niche area of the law. I've had to deal with this on a couple of occasions. I've never run into a problem. Ms. Ferris may not be aware of this, but the bottom line is, if I need to, I'll respond to it. I would, again, like to speak with her real briefly. I can discuss the details with her in a breakout room. If for whatever reason they want to go ahead and move to dismiss, then I'll deal with it with the appropriate pleadings.
All right, so go ahead and go in the breakout room right now, and then please come back and we'll come back to your case, okay? Chuy, who's next?
Yes, Judge. I've got the 2061 on page 2.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's cause number 2021 DCV 2061 PCA Acquisitions V LLC versus Lucy Wright Compian. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Glenn Work on behalf of plaintiff PCA.
Good morning.
V.
Good morning.
And I just filed right before I logged onto Zoom a notice of non-suit in this case. We reached an agreement.
Wow, okay. I don't think Esteban or Ms. Rios, do you see anything?
1 second, Judge.
Also emailed a copy of the proposed order of non-suit to Sandra.
Let me just double check, because there's different people who might have received something. Mr. Dominguez or Ms. Rios, do you see anything?
I haven't gotten anything, Judge, but I'll put my email on the chat.
Okay.
So we just,
Mr. Work, if you'll email that notice to Mr. Dominguez at that email address, and then he can get that filed and it'll be reflected in the,
I will do that.
file. Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Who's next, Chuy?
Okay, Judge, top of page 3.
Mhm.
It's cause number 2019 DCV 4805 Fernando Santellanes versus AJ Airfield Lighting LLC et al. Announcement of council, please.
Your Honor, good morning. Jonathan H. Work on behalf of Fernando Santillanes.
Okay.
Morning, Your Honor. Oh, excuse me. Rebecca Alvarez on behalf of JFC.
Okay, and it says, let's see, we're here for a status conference. I guess you all had a mediation. Did that happen?
Not yet, Judge. It's been moved. Judge Ancliffe ran into some
Mr. Wick, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. Mediator Judge Ancliffe had some conflicting dates. So his next available date is May 27th.
Okay. So if we're looking at May 27th, I'm not remembering, is this something that I guess had been worked up and is ready for trial, or were you all just kind of taking a stab at mediation?
It's a little bit of both, Judge. We're both more than ready, or at least closer to ready, and we're going to take a stab at mediation, Judge.
Okay, so let's go ahead and set them up with Mr. Dominguez with a trial on August 11th and 12th. And we can do, so we'll do the trial August 11th, 12th. The docket call will be August 10th. I really don't need to see you until you all complete your mediation. So after May 27th, we'll come in on June 8th for status.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
All righty. If y'all need anything in the interim, please let the court know and we'll get you scheduled for a hearing, okay?
And Judge, just for the record, I believe there might be more parties, and of course, these dates were just dates.
Please repeat that, Mr. Huerta, just for the record.
It's very hard to hear you. I don't know if you're.
That's why my speaker. I was
There
just asking, Judge, these dates are dates that I've yet not communicated to opposing counsel to see if they're free and clear. I'll make sure I get these dates for them as well, Judge.
Okie doke. All righty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Alvarez, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Alvarez has one other case, Judge, but we're waiting for Mr. Guardiola.
Okay. And
Is it-
Mr. Work is good to go unless, Mr. Work, did you have something else?
Yes, Your Honor, I thought I did. It was,
Oh, okay.
maybe it's on this afternoon's and I just miscalendared it. Another.
Do you see him,
just-
Shane?
No, Judge, I just see him on that one, the 2061.
Okay, then that's fine.
Great.
Thank you very much. Oh,
Thank you.
If I may, Judge, I just need to see which one Mr. Nunez is on. Sebastian
And
Nunez?
he's on 42, the last one on page 3, I bet.
was there a,
Okay,
Judge, hi, Judge, how are you doing?
I'm right.
I'm on Maria del Carmen Gonzalez versus Irma Imay.
okay, Judge, then we're waiting for someone on behalf of Mr. The plaintiff, Michael Alvarez.
Okay, let's go ahead and, if we don't have complete parties yet,